Hey, wine lovers and future importers. Welcome to another episode of Uncorked and Unfiltered. Today, we're diving deep into something that might sound about as exciting as watching grapes ferment, the US three-tier wine system. But stick with me because if you want to get into the wine import business, this is absolutely crucial information that could save you thousands of dollars and countless headaches. First, let me paint you a picture of why this matters. Imagine you found this amazing small producer in Georgia making incredible Kvevari wines. Or maybe you've discovered a hidden gem of a winery in Italy. You're thinking, hey, I could bring this to the US market. Well, before you start dreaming about seeing those bottles on American shelves, there's a whole maze you need to navigate. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Let's start with Tier 1, becoming an importer. This is where most people's dreams either take flight or crash and burn. The first thing you need to know about is the Federal Basic Permit from the TTB. Think of this as your golden ticket into the wine import world. But unlike Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, you can't just find this ticket. You have to earn it through a mountain of paperwork. The application process itself is no joke. We're talking months of back and forth with the government. They want to know everything about your business, where you're going to store the wine, your business structure, your financial backing. I had one client joke that they were surprised the TB didn't ask for their high school GPA. But here's the thing. This thoroughness is actually protecting you and the industry. It keeps out the fly-by-night operators and helps maintain quality standards. Now, let's talk about something that trips up even experienced importers: labeling requirements. The US is incredibly strict about this, and for good reason. Every single bottle needs to have specific information in exactly the right format. We're talking alcohol content, health warnings, appellation of origin, and if you get even one of these wrong, your entire shipment could be rejected at customs. I've seen people lose tens of thousands of dollars because they didn't dot their I's and cross their T's on their labels. Speaking of customs, this is where you absolutely need a customs broker. I know what you're thinking. Another expense? Yes, but trust me, this is money well spent. A good customs broker is like having a native guide in a foreign country. They know all the shortcuts, speak the language, and most importantly, they know how to keep you out of trouble. I've seen people try to navigate customs alone, and let's just say it didn't end well. Moving on to Tier 2, the distribution phase. This is where things get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean complicated. In the US, you can't just import wine and sell it directly to stores or restaurants. You need a distributor, your mandatory middleman. Finding the right distributor is kind of like dating. You need someone who gets your vision, has the right connections, and is willing to put in the work to make the relationship successful. Here's a pro tip. Don't just go for the biggest distributor in town. Sometimes, smaller, specialized distributors who focus on boutique or natural wines can be a better fit. They might have stronger relationships with the exact type of retailers you want to work with. I've seen small importers waste months trying to get the attention of major distributors when they would have been better off with a boutique distributor who really understood their portfolio. Now, here's where things get really wild. Every state has its own rules. What works in New York might get you in trouble in Texas. Some states are super strict about pricing. Others care more about marketing materials. You need to understand these differences because they affect everything from your pricing strategy to how you can promote your wines. Let's talk about Tier 3, retail strategy. This is where all your hard work either pays off or, well, let's stay positive. The key here is knowing your market. Are you importing high-end wines that belong in specialty wine shops? Natural wines that would kill it in hip wine bars? Or are you looking at more mainstream retail? Each channel has its own requirements, margins, and challenges. The e-commerce revolution is changing everything too. More states are allowing direct-to-consumer sales, and online wine retail is booming. If you can figure out how to navigate the online space while staying compliant with all the regulations, you've got a huge advantage. But remember, this is still a relationship business. Those personal connections with retailers, restaurateurs, and consumers are still crucial. Here's the reality check part of our discussion. This business is tough. The margins can be tight, the competition is fierce, and the regulations are complex. But here's why I love it, and why I think it's worth it. You're bringing something unique to the market. You're introducing American consumers to wines they might never otherwise try. You're helping preserve traditional winemaking methods and supporting small producers around the world. The key to success? Start small, do your homework, build strong relationships, and most importantly, be patient. This isn't a get-rich-quick business, it's a build-something-meaningful business. And hey, at least you get to drink some amazing wines along the way. Next week, we'll dive deeper into specific strategies for building your import portfolio and marketing your wines effectively. Until then, if you've got questions about anything we covered today, drop them in the comments or shoot us a message on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got some amazing guests lined up, including a Georgian winemaker who's going to share some incredible stories about making wine in Kuvevri. Until next time, keep exploring, keep tasting, and most importantly, keep asking questions. Cheers.